Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I am the two-time Naboxed award-winning Naboxed. And this is the third and final day of FanExpo, and somebody has to cover it. Now, you know who I'm going to ask, so let's get that in there.
Naboxed, I choose you!
Oh, wait. Did I forget to do that yesterday as well? Hey, who should do that yesterday?
Naboxed, I choose you!
Okay, allow me to reiterate what I said on Friday. I paid for that, I'm going to use it. So anyway, there was a kid here right before I could even sit up, dressed as mankind. So, photo, yep, there you go. Now, there has to be a dude love somewhere. God, please let there be a dude love. That way we could get 3 faces of Foley. But let's look around and see what we can find. I think it's time for another scroll. Hear ye, hear ye. Dark Age Creations, for services rendered unto the realm, this scroll entitles the bearer to 3-piece stone arrowhead set or arrowhead pendant. So I got my 3 arrowhead set, and it's actually like a soft, I guess, plastic, vinyl, whatever, protector, so I'm going to want to put it away because it'll be really awkward for me to have to keep carrying this. So let's see where I can put stuff together.
You don't have to buy really expensive things to get some really cool shots. So if you want to be creative, let me see if that gets in play. So this person is amazing. She has the coolest ways of getting amazing shots if we can actually watch it. But basically, she has all these ways of, like, you know, as you saw with her, putting the phone on the ceiling fan to get you this really cool 360 shot, putting the phone on tape measure, as you can see, to get that cool effect, putting the phone on a string and tube to get this really cool dolly zoom effect. So you can do a lot of really cool creative things without having to really spend. You more than likely will have these things on hand. So, like, I've done stuff where to get a nice truck shot or moving shot where I just set up my phone on one of my office chairs and pushed it along. So, or use my phone on the office chair to, like, you know, do the transition of turning. There's a lot of ways that you can use stuff around your house to get really cool creative shots.
So here on the last day, folks, I was here yesterday with the autistic chef David Leahy, but I didn't want. I wanted to wait till the last day to get a lot of before, like, getting the bulk of my stuff, just because I don't want to carry stuff around all the time. So there's a table here that I was with. The autistic chef, and I'm. Let's see. Okay, so. Yep. Yeah, I think this one might be a little bit easier for my bag. So there we go. I'll find a place and I'll open up and see what we got. Okay, so I got the Star Wars goodie bag. The first one I grabbed felt like a mug, so I kind of wanted to. I just got so many mugs as it is. So gonna skip that one, and let's see what we have here. So, Star Wars bottle opener, Mos Eisley Cantina, live music, no droids. They got here a patch, Stormtrooper fridge magnet, Boba Fett Mandalorian coaster, I guess like a decoration I can hang. I think it's a Soka. So yeah, that's what $20 got me. So it's the final day at FanExpo, but hopefully if I remember, I'll go back and I'll try to get the information and like see if like they have a store that they do year round. So there you go.
Hi there, my name is Andy Brown. I am one of the creators of Bucketheads. We are a fan-driven Star Wars fan series out of Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Our project takes place in the Fractured Remnants era, and it's through the perspective of our original Stormtrooper group, Nova Squad.
Well, we basically, the original group, Vancouver by Night, we started off, there was a thing called Geeks versus Nerds. I don't know if you are all familiar with this. If you've seen it, it stopped about 4 years ago, I want to say. And it was basically a live thing where we would go to a club and there'd be 3 people on one side, 3 people on the other. It'd be like 2 different teams. I think the one I was in was like Halo versus StarCraft, which one was better, and there was like a debate, and then we'd like create characters and we'd do stuff. And then I saw a bunch of LA by Night stuff, and I was like, shit, we can do that. Apologies for the swearing. I'm kidding. You're all adults. I'm guessing.
We'll keep it family friendly.
What?
We'll keep it family friendly. There's children around.
It's cracking.
Yeah, it's cracking.
Yeah, so we basically started off that way. We grew, then we did a charity stream, and Matt Mercer, Critical Bard, a whole bunch of other people joined us, and we raised a whole bunch of money for charity, and then, yeah, the rest, I guess, is history.
Oh man, what are we talking about? How we got started?
How you got started?
Okay, so for me, genuinely was because someone was like, hey, I'm streaming a game of D&D on Twitch. Do you want to come watch? And that was how I got started. I was like, what do you mean you can stream D&D on Twitch? And what I loved about that was that there's not just the aspect of your players at the table getting to experience something, but you also can have audience members that become loyal fans that are also in it. They want to know where your characters are going. They want to see that journey through. They are rooting for your characters. They are like, oh my gosh, every time you get like a nat 20 or whatever, every time you crit fail, they're like, no, why? Like, what's going to happen next? Like, that audience interaction piece is really, really magical, the way that that builds community, the way that people will tune in week after week to see your story or however often you play. And I think that part is really cool. So that was how I got involved, 5-7 years ago? Yeah, and I've done so many things since. I've been in so many streamed some of my own stuff, managed streams for communities, all kinds of stuff. So I know a lot of the technical back end too. But yeah, that's how I got started. Sam?
Yeah, I got started in a wild way. I answered a Craigslist post asking for community help for how to play Dungeons & Dragons. A new rogue came up to me and was like, hey, how do I do this? I need to learn how to play for this D&D show that I'm going to be in. I was like, all right, and taught her how to play, and then taught the cast how to play, and they filmed Ready to Roll, which is QuestKeep's crown jewel for TTRPGs. You can check them out at QuestKeep all over the internet. It is an actual play with blended film scenes of like real reenactments of those scenes. So
It's
we got
awesome.
Yeah, we got full makeup, costumes,
cool.
everything, and I got to play a guard.
Yeah.
It was a massive set was built in North Vancouver, and and then the pandemic hit and shifted everything. And so with the pandemic costing filming an additional $10,000 a day, we had to really shift our focus over to, well, how can we bring this to the masses? And that's when we got into streaming. And we got into Twitch and started posting on social media and on YouTube. And yeah, that's the rest is history for us.
Well, as you've heard them say, they've worked on so many different productions, and I'm assuming all of that work here in Vancouver. Vancouver is one of the leading service hubs of visual effects and animation in the games industry as well, so you're seeing that represented here. And what I thought we'd do is give you some context about the kind of work that they're doing here in Vancouver on these big, global box office films. And we're here, of course, specifically to talk about Deadpool and Wolverine. Now, of course, when that movie was announced, it's a big deal. We've all been very excited to see it. But it still has to get made. And Taylor, I wanted to ask you, for their benefit, what does a CG supervisor do? It's a very broad job title.
Any problem anybody has is our problem.
It's the fixer.
Yeah.
Wreck-It Ralph.
So, if you're an artist, you're having a problem, it could be as simple as, I hit render, my scene's not working. I'll be digging in to figure out what exactly is going on. It's coming down to looking at geometry caches and all of the fun things that nobody else wants to do.
Yeah, the dirty stuff that happens behind the scenes. Yeah, exactly. So, now, Ziad, you're a comp supervisor, compositing. Maybe you can explain a little bit for those maybe who don't know what compositing actually is, and then how do you supervise that?
Definitely. Compositing, we're the last stage of production. So if you picture a shot that's an actor filmed on a blue screen, that's typically what my department will get. Our job is to then extract that character off of the blue screen and put the CG environment behind them. And then, not only that, it's integrating them with that environment. So that might be cheating some interactive light onto that character so they sit better with the lighting of the background, so on and so forth. Sometimes it involves even adding additional effects elements to the shot, things in the foreground in front of that character to help sandwich them into that frame and to make it really feel like it was seamlessly shot through a lens. That's really the end goal, is to make it feel invisible and have no sign left of that blue screen. There's still a lot of times when I'm watching TV or movies sometimes where you can see a poor extraction very, very quickly, and I'm sure for a trained eye it's a lot easier, but I'm sure even an untrained eye can see it. You can tell when something isn't quite right, and that's the comp that just wasn't done that well, unfortunately. So my job now as a comp supervisor is to really make sure that polish is there on the work and push my team towards getting that best possible result in every one of their shots. Employing whatever kind of tools and tricks that I've learned along the way and helping my team kind of get there with those tactics, sharing ideas, sharing knowledge, bumping things to Taylor if it's out of my wheelhouse and saying, hey, we need a fix on this.
And vice versa.
And vice versa. Fix it in comp a lot of times we'll hear as well. So, yeah.
Awesome. And Daniel, you're kind of on the more front end of things as a look and, texture and look dev artist. So look development, this is kind of like, as you're starting to get these things set up, maybe you can explain to them really what that role is.
Sure. What we do is receive the model from the artists that they created this the model based on the reference they get. Normally it's something very technical. It looks very artistic, but most of the times we are being very technical about putting the reference and the model that we create specifically exactly how it is in the reference. And what I do is I receive the model that doesn't have any textures, and I put like all the materials that is on the. If it is a character, I'm gonna put all the costume, the texture of the skin, and so on. And after that, doing the texture, we pass for the next department. There will be the look dev, and look dev will put like all the shaders, connect all the maps and masks that we create to build it, and to put like all the stitches. It's very methodical, and if you have any problem, we ask to the lead, and if you don't lead those who know, we ask the supervisor.
Really, the whole point of this is that Taylor will fix everything at this point.
It's all my fault.
I have not done the Star Wars photo thing over here, which is something I usually do, so since the clock is really ticking, I'm going to do that right now. And there we have it. Another year of FanExpo is in the books. 3 videos, 3 days. I might do a outtakes if I ever get the ambition to do that. Not as much today as Friday and Saturday. But actually, I don't mind it a whole lot because I'm tired. I did not sleep as well as I would have liked to have slept. And so yeah, the X-Men, as you can tell, not X-Men, Star Wars was the last little bit that I did there. Or at least that's what the last bit I'm showing you. So, yeah, thank you for watching, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see what else I can find out to do now that FanExpo is done. Off to the next thing. So, bye everyone.